Okay, let's go. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of Mega World Hotels and Resorts. My name is Chaos Black, and with my partner right here. It's Giang Gaming, and welcome to the very third day of our quarterfinals for the first ever MHR Legends MLBB tournament. So, right here, my friend Giang Gaming, how are you today?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. Woke up in a beautiful manner, and right now we're gonna be seeing some big establishments going into esports as well. I love the
Mm-hmm.
quote that was stated here. For those who are watching with us today, this is actually one of our circle of happiness activities, focusing for love for self, right? So these teams actually do perform well. Well, we haven't seen Savoy Hotel Boracay just yet, but we have seen Hotel Lucky Chinatown or HLC during their match against Mega World Corporate to advance in the quarterfinals. And what a dominating game they had there against their respective opponent. So now um, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing them match upon each other in here. We're just waiting for the game to start as well. Looking at the teams here as well in our bracket, we have three teams coming in from Savoy Hotel itself. They have their Boracay Boracay Hotel or branch. They have their Manila branch, and they have their Lucky Mactan Newtown, if I'm not mistaken. We have also Hotel Lucky Chinatown or HLC. We have Belmont Hotel Manila, Belmont Hotel Boracay, Richmond Hotel Iloilo, and Eastwood Richmond Hotel. So these top 8 teams will try to move towards the latter stages of the tournament, going towards the grand finals, which will happen very very fast because
Mm-hmm.
time moves really fast when you're having fun and playing games.
That's actually really true there, Giyang. And as you've mentioned, actually, the bracketings and the teams right here in this tournament, I'm excited on seeing these two teams fight against each other. Because if we're looking at the bracket right now, Hotel Lucky Chinatown actually have a match before this one. Probably happened weeks ago. It's against Mega World Hotels and Resorts. They won that fight. Now they have the momentum on facing Savoy Hotel as well. But let us not sleep on Savoy Hotel right away. So Savoy Hotel have the advantage with the surprise, but on the other side, Hotel Lucky Chinatown have the advantage when it comes to the momentum. So which
Yep.
side are you probably siding here, Giyang?
Well, I'm not really deciding on anything because I have
Mm-hmm.
no information on Savoy Hotel Boracay just yet.
Yeah.
HLC, they had a fantastic run. Looking at the stats, Warmth had no deaths, same as Asawa ni Marie, using their respective heroes, the Esmeralda and the
Mm-hmm.
Lilia. In terms of composition that they have drafted, it's not really towards the current meta as of the moment. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
more of looking forward to them adapting towards the sustain meta that we have right now, focusing more towards building a lineup in correspondence to the Faramis and Valentina, stuff like that, maybe the Farsa and the Eve as well. But here
Mm-hmm.
we do see them kind of going towards an aggressive one. Double marksmen aren't really usually the trend as of the moment. We move towards building or picking up fighters and tanks as of the moment. Minotaurs, stuff like that, are being prioritized as of the moment. But I do like their pick on the Esmeralda, the 1-1, the Lilia, and their Kufra as well is okay, but I think it could have been I think they can also diverge in other heroes like the Grok, stuff like that. Team fight based compositions are mostly more preferred as of the moment. So going towards their match against Savoy Hotel Boracay, I
Mm-hmm.
want to see more progress coming in from this team, but also I want to
Forward to that one. For quite a while now. Probably last month there is actually a patch wherein Beatrix. If a lot of people out
Mhm.
there is loving Beatrix, sadly she have been nerfed. in a way when it comes to the shotgun that she have, or probably the AoE damage that she can produce, because it's crazy on how she can produce that much damage, just gonna build up more on the side of the damage side here on Beatrix, and it helps you a lot. And a lot of people are saying she's OP, but right now she was nerfed. And how was that for you? How do you think it will affect these games that we will be having here, Giang?
Um, I'm not so sure. I'm not so
Mm-hmm.
sure. Based on how little our information is right now on the
Mm-hmm.
teams, I don't wanna assume anything as of the
Mm-hmm.
moment. I wanna see them do well
Mm-hmm.
and have a tie series in here because it's going to be a best of three, and of course, these two teams are just gonna be meeting for the first time as of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of things can happen, but one thing's for sure, HLC is gonna be looking more towards winning. I'm not so sure if Savoy Hotel will try to get as much information against HLC as of the moment because based on their picks, it's pretty standard, more on comfort picks.
Mm-hmm.
But it may be factored into consideration given what kind of setup are we gonna be having, whether it's a 3 band setup or 5 band setup.
Yeah, 3 band setup, 5 band setup is actually a good way to start this one up, because whenever we have a 3 band setup, it's actually more on prioritizing who you want to shut down, whose picks you don't want to see here. For example, here on the side of Savoy Hotel, you don't know yet, just like you're always saying right here, Giang, you don't know yet what are they gonna choose unless you already scouted them. You try to look on their account, but right now it's only hotel Lucky Chinatown who we have information in. Mm-mm. But right now, let's probably go on to the very first game of this best of three between Savoy Hotel Boracay versus Hotel Lucky Chinatown.
All right, let's see what they are gonna be picking up here. Digit band corresponds towards a an Atlas or Akai priority. I like
Mm-hmm.
how the other team is responding as of the moment. So we're gonna be having a 3 band setup. It's pretty nice.
It's
But
pretty
lots of
nice,
heroes will be available here. Masha actually gonna be
probably
um
because
denied here.
Masha and Digi is a good ban right here on the side of HLC, since these two heroes has been really irritating when it comes to shutting down the rotation, and especially shutting down the course of the enemy. And just to add up, Masha, even if she is a roamer or a support here on the map, she still have the burst potential in the game.
Yeah. All right. I'm having a nice view here on the feed. HLC gonna be focusing on one. Okay, I now understand the
I
name.
see.
1-1 is
I see.
1-1. Melissa is a nice pick. I'm liking how Savoy Hotel Boracay is actually drafting towards this. Minotaur is kind of a an early response towards a possible Faramis pick here on the
Yeah.
side of HLC, as we do see it being open, same as Valentina. I'm actually looking forward to maybe seeing Saviotel picking up the Valentina early on,
Ooh.
but now as we do see HLC picking up both, it now states a problem here for Savoy Hotel because they don't have any direct counters towards it. They have to be a little bit creative in here. They do have the Minotaur that can counter the Faramis, but
Mm-hmm.
what they need to add on right now maybe is to at least get something that can help them in terms of sustain. Maybe get the Estes for them
Mm-hmm.
because given the Valentine and the Faramis, it's unlikely that they would get the SS. Yuzong is
Yeah.
a nice hero to be put in the X plane because it is very durable and it
Mm-hmm.
can cause a lot of interruptions in team fights.
Interruption is the perfect way to say it. Now, I won't be surprised if Akai won't be picked here anymore because of the Yuzong, but still possible because Akai has been one of the better jungler here on this patch, and it's quite a surprise that hey, sometimes people are just saying that he's a tank and everything, but if you put on or a jungler emblem on Akai, you can have the advantage on the first turtle on the objective that you have all over the map, especially the impact of Akai on the later stage of the games. And right now, they have banned the Roger, targeting that core here on the side of HLC.
Yeah, X666 ZB had a wonderful performance with it with a scoreline of 6-1 and 2. Not really the MVP because Warmth was actually the MVP after using the Esmeralda. So maybe with the hero being available, it can be picked up here by HLC, as we do see a Balmond being picked up. Minotaur might be an A-OK and as a roaming tank, but we do see it sometimes being used as well, more actually as a jungler, given the incredible farming that it can actually have as well. But now, as we see
Oh,
a possible Uranus and a Lancelot pick here, well, the hero that will benefit here the most is going to be the Uranus in terms of the sustain due to the Faramis. But having an assassin here on the side of HLC might be a little bit tricky on their end because the only target that he has right now as of the moment is, well, the Sicilian here, Killer Zone, and Jinx here,
the
the
Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah.
So it might be difficult dealing with the Balmond, with the other heroes that Savoy Hotel, Boracay has picked up, given the high durability that they do have, and we know how the Lancelot usually enters or
Yeah.
performs during a team fight, right? In and out, usually in a quick manner. Sustained fight is not usually what the Lancelot would want to be involved with.
Yeah, that's actually the thing now. I'm thinking more on the team fight on the side of HLC right here because so far they have a very, very mobile hero pool, or yeah, hero pool here on their side of the map. They would like to probably run off the map and have all the mobility here, especially on the ult coming out of this Faramis. And right now, I think the best way that they could play it is probably go for a lord, try to disengage, but we'll see here. So still in the early game. But right now, looking at the lineup for the both teams, Giang, who do you think have the advantage?
Right now, it would. I actually like the Valentine and the Faramis pick here.
Hmm.
It really denied some of the possible answers of Savoy Hotel, but overall as a team, I I do like more on the side of Savoy Hotel, given their balance and high AOE composition. But now we do see 1-1 having have to pick up his favorite hero here in the MLBB, dominating already at the very start, shutting down Jinx and the gold lane. So things might turn out a little bit better here for HLC as they do pick up another kill with the mid one. Picking up one here for the team, so we do see them attempting on an invade, but Killer Zone trying to stop them. This is the problem
Ooh.
when you have a scaling lineup. Early game, you're gonna suffer a little bit, so this might be the intent here of HLC in their early game.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? HLC have to do it because they know, just like you said earlier, Giang, this Lancelot does have a problem on facing this probably sustained lineup here on the side of Savoy Hotel with T-Ray with this Minotaur, the Balmont pick, and together with the Yuzong, it is a problem on how you're gonna fill them out. And the answer that you have there, try to snowball, try to get the early lead here to make the bigger difference here using a Lancelot.
Mm-hmm. Lancelot so far being a good pick here in this
Hmm.
early game, though I'm gonna be concerned more later on as we reach towards the 12-minute mark. Do we have a Valentina here on the side of
Hmm.
HLC, right? And now they're kind of grouping up towards the possible first turtle fight. This Uranus pick is so far having a lot of fun, getting all the minions that he wants, cutting down the wave and
Hmm.
pressuring Sabayot at Boracay
Hmm.
to either clear out the wave or try to gank him. And now with the pressure that they have built, they're
Oh,
zoning out. Saviot and Boracay away from the turtle. Easy takedown now for HLC to get this turtle, and they might even have a kill. Look at the sustain that they do have. Valentina just getting that kill and no threat at all to any members dying.
Yeah, this is actually a good team fight right there. Plus the fact that they have that prize with a turtle. Because, it's whether they kill someone there or not on the side of Team HLC, it's still a good team fight for them. They gave the space not just for this Lancelot, as that is actually a takedown on that Faramis, but continuing on that, they didn't just give the space for this Lancelot to take that turtle, but also gave the space for this 1-1 to farm here on this bottom lane.
Yeah. So now we have to see Savoy at Boracay trying to slow down the pace of the game. For the moment, they are not built enough for this early game to actually contest anything. They have
Mhm.
to slow down their tempo, try to avoid some of the ganks that HLC is
Oh,
trying to make. But now, as you see, 1-1 fly once again. Gina falls down. Another kill for this 1-1.
another kill for this 1-1. Another gold for her pocket right there, which is what you want to see for your gold lane or your carry to do here. Because, 1-1, once she snowballs, it would be a problem for you to stop her. And right now, there's a pull from the Faramis. They could go in for more. But this is actually a disengage coming out of Savoy Hotel and Casino. Now, HLC still looking good here on this early game. They have the advantage, they have the positioning, and all the time here on the world, as that is actually a kill coming out of this Uranus here on this top lane.
Yeah. Let's see, though, if Savoy Hotel Boracay can come back to this still. Like how X666 now tries to engage. Nice steal on the ult of the Balmond, slamming this Minotaur down. And so far, Hotel Lucky Chinatown is having a blast in this
Yeah.
early game. Getting a lot of kills, getting some resources across the board, though we don't see them pressuring a tower just yet. 1-1 might need to be a little careful, trying to do some damage here on the gold lane, but given the gold standing as of the moment, it's not that high yet against
hmm
Savoy Hotel Boracay, but oof, X666 getting yet another kill here.
Yeah, it's still manageable lead right here. They're still around the striking distance as in the bot lane or the gold lane rather. 1-1 is, I think it's a bit probably forward right here. He can be killed here, but the mobility coming out of the 1-1 is actually a problem on how you're gonna put him down. You need more than just that coming out of this Minotaur, but right here we see how confident this Lancelot is. You just want to go in, but the retribution battle on that little wanderer will go on the side of this Balmond.
Now we're gonna be seeing yet another team fight. Savoy Hotel Boracay trying to now be on the offensive as they do take one down. Here comes Valentina with a stolen ultimate once again, but do see 1-1 flying again, nearly getting the kill onto the Minotaur. Now another backstab coming from X666, punishing now the overextension of Savoy Hotel Boracay. And now as they go for a 2 versus 1, there's nothing that Gina can do. He's just gonna get taken down. That's a 3-for-1 advantage here for HLC.
As much as I want to talk about how the late game scaling of HLC or probably Savoy Hotel right here, that the advantage that they have on the late game scaling, it's still not a reason for you to try to give a lot of kills here on the side of HLC, because once they get the items that they need, they can still take it away out of their hand and just snowball all throughout the game right here. Especially talking about the laning phase, two turrets down here or two towers down on this side, or probably yeah, one tower down rather, and almost half health here on the XP lane.
Yeah, half felt already, and lots of momentum being built up here by
hmm
HLC. SHB has to, well, we talked about this already earlier. Tempo is too fast as of the
Yeah.
moment. Nowhere near are this Sicilian and Melissa going towards their power spikes just yet. We haven't seen them dealing quite a lot of damage compared to the likes of this Valentina, the Lancelot, and 1-1 as well. So, given the current pace of this game, it's gonna be hard for them to actually contest any objective or even successfully defend their towers. Now we're seeing
Ooh.
an engage towards 1-1. Not really the best idea as of the moment given the high mobility of this hero. Here's the problem when you don't have a nice initiator, uh, similar to like an Atlas or a Grok. It's gonna be really difficult to actually close the distance on high mobile heroes, just like a 1-1.
Yeah, and I think 1-1 also, using that 1-1, that's actually quite ironic. But anyways, 1-1 also noticed that, the other side here, the Savoy Hotel, Boracay, have a problem with their items. They don't have that yet. They don't have the burst potential yet to put down their teammates. But right here, there's a lot of things happening here on this gold lane or the bottom lane right now, as they have felt on this second tier turret or tower could be a problem right here. Now, 62 seconds before the Lord spawns, and the team of Savoy Hotel have to do something here if they want to get an advantage on this map control.
Yeah, but given the pace of the game right now, it's
Hmm.
HLC take
Yeah,
control of everything. They have already gotten quite a lot of towers, 5 tower compared to none here
yeah.
on the side of Savoy Hotel Boracay. Given our earlier analysis a while ago, things are so far going into how we theorized it,
Hmm.
and not much has been gained here by Savoy Hotel Boracay on trying to get some information here, given the new pickings here of HLC. And I like how they are able to adapt towards the current meta right now. The Uranus and the Lancelot is a bit ambitious, but it goes towards their usual taste. And now we're seeing a nice performance of them onto it. 9-2 is the scoreline, and the goal lead keeps on rising as now we see the Lord being uncontested here by Savoy at Boracay, since they're not at the condition yet to do anything as of the moment around the map.
Yeah, and I think the killer zone is still stacking up here on the other side using that fat or probably this mage here. And right now they don't have that condition here to probably contest on this map. But as of now, how do you think should Savoy Hotel at Boracay, or probably what should they do to come back on this game?
Well, basically just clear out the waves. They cannot go into any some sort of team fight as of the moment. All they can do is reach, try to wait for any mistakes that HLC might make. But they have one problem right now, one big problem. The Lord marching into the top. It's not a Luminous Lord just yet, but it can pose a high enough threat to break down these inhibitor towers. Their main goal, or the main goal right now of SHB should be defend their inhibitor towers, because once it crashes, there's no way for them to defend their base anymore with the Luminous Lord. And now we're gonna be seeing Jean again falling down into the hands of Valentina, and things start to de-escalate here for SHB as they lose yet another member, as Hotel Lucky Chinatown just keeps on demolishing them. Still, the Lord is marching on the top, and the huge wave is marching on the mid. Not much defensive tools now available for SHB, as now we
Ooh.
see 1-1 fly once again, getting that double kill, and that's going to be the unofficial wipeout here for Hotel Lucky Chinatown, and they might just finish this game up. Dominating start, dominating close here in this game number one.
Dominating close indeed, coming out of Hotel Lucky Chinatown.
Victory!
And as of right now, that is a very commanding game one here on the best of three match between these two teams. But it's not over yet. We still have the game two on the way between these two teams. But right there, Giang, what do you think is the very winning condition on the side of HLC on why they won that match on a very commanding lead?
Well, early game pressure and double scaling lineup here. Well,
Mm-hmm.
okay. One of the downsides of the lineup of Savoy Hotel Boracay is that double scaling composition. They don't have an
Mm-hmm.
initiator. They don't have that much crowd control. They
Yeah.
rely mostly on late game damage. Hotel Loca Chinatown built a composition with relatively good early game pressure, high
Yeah.
sustain towards mid to late game, and 1-1 got that first blood, already indicating that they have the better comfort in the draft that they do have. And it poses here as well on the stats that we do see on our screen. So not really much Saboitel can do
Mm-hmm.
given the current pace of that game. So maybe on game better suits their their play style as well, because HLC is performing at their peak right now, and for sure
Mhm.
they are looking forward to being on the semifinals, still on a dominating 2-0 victory. But let's see what will happen as we do have a break coming up our way. So sit back, relax, and wait for us to come back. That's game number 1 of Hotel Lucky Chinatown and Savoy Hotel Boracay.
See you guys.
All right, welcome back to MHR Legends MLBB tournament. This is the quarterfinals of our top 8 amazing teams right now. We have started game number 1 earlier between Savoy Hotel Boracay and Hotel Lucky Chinatown. Now we're moving down towards the second game of this best of 3 series. Again,
Mhm.
we are your shoutcasters. My name is Giyang Gaming and with me is Chaos Black to bring you the voice and the action of game number 2. And so far, Hotel Lucky Chinatown has taken the lead already in the series and is match point right now.
It is match point indeed, Gang. And as of right now, noticing there on the game one that we have, I think they have to ban the 1-1. It's in the name. It's obvious, you know.
Mhm.
You have to put it away from his hand, or else 1-1 would just go crazy out of this game. Or probably Hotel, or probably Savoy Hotel and Casino, would have another thing up their sleeve. Maybe 1-1 is not the only thing they have. Or probably Hotel Lucky Chinatown as well have something up their sleeve as well. A new strategy, a new way to cope up here on how to defeat Savoy Hotel Boracay.
Yeah. Their other picks have been great anyway, but what they lacked in their game a while ago was the early game pressure or early game performance. Part of my cat is trying to get some screen time here,
Yeah.
but yeah, given the performance of Savoy Hotel Boracay, I think they need to utilize maybe a different mid lane mage, maybe maybe a different jungler as well if they do want to have early game pressure. Paquito was open a while ago, and it could have been one of the heroes that they have picked up. So
hmm
now moving towards this second game, I'm really excited to see what possible adjustments these two teams can make.
And right now, it's a 1-1 ban against 1-1. And not a
Finally.
surprise, not a surprise. Though they have to play around on that Valentina Faramis, because
Mm-hmm.
once you pick out a Faramis here on the other side, you cannot give out a Valentina. And it's unlucky for them that, they didn't notice that one that, hey, it's the second pick right now. They can pick two heroes and we haven't banned a Valentina or a Faramis. So that's an open gate for the team of HLC there. And we saw right now a Valentina
Hmm.
being banned. So still, a Faramis is a good pick here on the other side, but I think it would be nice to ban her or probably him, but he's not banned. So it's not nice or probably a good pickup if here on the other side they pick a Faramis because there's no Valentina right now on the land of the Dawn.
Given the Diggy ban as well, Atlas is available here, Paquito as well. We're gonna be seeing okay. Uh Savoy Hotel
hmm
picking up the Atlas as of the moment. So HLC can actually prioritize getting the Faramis and the Paquito for themselves. Lilia might be not the best pick here, given no presence of a Valentina. Farsa is a much more
Oh,
stable pick, but they actually go with the Lilia still, going for the burst and I guess on the sustain part. Faram is gonna be picked up too. Paquito is open, so I'm hoping that Savoy Hotel Boracay would pick this up. It's one of the most standard picks at the moment in the X lane or in the jungle.
now it's a Uranus and a Claude. Claude pick is actually made a lot of sense knowing that there's one of the counter for Claude is an Atlas because the ultimate could be cancelled here by an Atlas. A Paquito can cancel the ultimate by Claude as well, but with the setup of Atlas, it could help a lot on trying to put down the damage needed for the ult coming out of Claude. But the carry response is actually made a lot of sense knowing that there's a Uranus. There's a Atlas that you have to peel down. It's a tank killer. That is the role of this carry here on this map. But here is the ban with this mage coming out of a team of HLC.
Yeah. The Celion is one of the heroes that Sabet Alborakay wanted to pick off earlier but didn't
hmm
have the best performance. So I kind of don't understand why it was banned out here in this game as well. Maybe in anticipation for a late game scaling lineup once again. But we do
Ooh.
see Farsa and Eve being available for pick here. So Sabayot Alborakay can actually go on that path. They go with a Roger here stealing out one of X666 XP's heroes that they used against Mega World
Your team
Corporate
is picking.
in the round 2 eliminations. As now we actually might see a double marksman. No, I hope we don't see a double marksman because that would be too odd here. Lapu-Lapu though was taken earlier here by
My
Warmth
pleasure.
on the XP lane. Uranus stolen out by Marco Polo, which they like seeing on their match against Hotel Lucky Chinatown. So with these two lineups and with the Karina pick here of X666 ZB, this can be an interesting fight. We have to take into consideration the high burst damage coming in from SHB, but HLC has a lot of sustain and consistent DPS.
Actually, I like the pick of Savoy Hotel Boracay right now, better than the game one lineup that they have. But I still, if I'm going to choose who have the advantage, I'm still looking forward on the team of HLC because they have a lot of versatility coming out of their lineup, plus the Lapu Lapu. I'm thinking more of who can shut down the Lapu Lapu here on the side of Savoy Hotel. It could be a problem because the damage coming out of Lapu Lapu is good,
Welcome to
but
Mobile
the
Legends!
sustain by Lapu Lapu is a bigger problem to solve right here on the other
5
side of
seconds till the
the
enemy
team here,
reaches the
on the side
battlefield.
of
Smash them!
Savoy Hotel Boracay.
Yeah, the main
Ultimates
problem later
deployed!
on would be the Faramis still
Mm-hmm.
giving a lot of protection towards every single member here on the side of HLC as is SHB does well, they do have a lot of burst damage, but
Quicker.
consistent damage might be a problem here given the cult altar of middle one or midlon. And I'm trying to think of ways that SHB can actually do after the usage of that cult altar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there isn't much actually present here on their side that can sustain a lot of damage. They have to time their ultimates correctly, maybe to try to force Midlone to use that cult altar and then go on to a team fight once again after they reset. But given the current situation of this game, basically just going on a standard laning phase here as we do see Midlon getting chunked down a little bit, but 1-1 is actually doing much more. Now sending Zoldyok to help out in this bottom lane. Things are getting a little spicy at the first and a half minute mark.
Really, really spicy. They need the water here on the side of Savoy Hotel and Boracay. That is because that is too much for them. They bit on something that they cannot chew here, and right now 1-1 still showing the efficiency on the damage output that he have, even if he doesn't have that main hero coming out of her or him rather. But 1-1 with the Scary looks really dangerous because looking at it, Atlas doesn't look like much of a tank right there on that Golden fight.
Yeah. Well, it's still just early game plus Tikari
Mm-hmm.
deals percent HP damage, so it would really be disadvantageous towards Killer Zone. But now, as we do see the turtle half health or very low health already, HLC wants to secure
Red
this
team has
without
slain the
any
dragon.
contest. As we also see Bukupai just desperately trying to get his farm up in the jungle, but they're being contested right now by HLC, stepping on their territory. So not much being felt here by SHB as they will still secure their own, going back towards their usual laning phase. But given this pace of this game, I think it's going to be a little bit even on the scaling part. What SHB has to really be careful of is one's performance later on and the
Mm-hmm.
timing of middle one on his cult altar. X666 is gonna be looking for shredding on the low HP members of SHB because this is how the composition works here for HLC. 1-1 and Asawa Mini will be trying to lower the HP bars of the members of HHB. And Warmth X666, especially this Karina, would be trying to get those execute because the passive of the Karina deals true damage based on missing HP. So that's going to be little difficult here for SHB, as we do see Blazing Duet being casted onto the bot lane, but Jinx might actually get taken down. Nice stoppage there by Killer
Ooh.
Zone. Nice use of that Fatal Links, but to no avail because the Cult Altar is there for the save. And now as they've taken the kill of this Atlas, Zoldyck tries to do some damage, but X6 will just shut them down as well. 2-0 in the bottom lane start here for HLC.
Close but no cigar here on the side of Savoy Hotel Boracay. That is actually why Faramis is mostly banned on the matches. Even if the engage you have there is good, the Cult Altar could give a lot of survivability here for the other side of the team. And right there, we saw the ult coming out of Atlas not being enough, even if they are under the tower. It was turned around. No, thanks for the big contribution of this Faramis. And right now, here on the top lane, he will just
Yeah.
walk it out, but he will not survive. Atlas is down on the ground.
Yeah, there is a trade as well on the bottom lane as 1-1 gets taken out, and
Mhm.
Savoy Boracay now have some access towards this turtle, but HLC trying to contest them as of the moment, as X6 is now on his way, but given the circumstances, they would be able to secure the turtle here for SHB and try to catch up a little bit in terms of gold because they're down 1,000 due to the kills that HLC has gotten and a couple of resources that they have taken already. And if they are not too careful enough, it might be difficult for them, especially given the farming of this carry. And SHB, even if they have a high burst composition here, I mean, they have the Blazing Duet for Jinx. We saw already what can happen during team fights. Just one press on that Cult Altar and nothing will be felt here for HLC. So they have to find a way to maybe take out middle one first before they engage onto a team fight, but that too is going to be challenging.
Look at Warm. He's not even worried. But we have a pause.
But
Just a bit of a pause right here. But looking at it, Warm is just playing it on the back door. Just farming it up. Focusing on the push by the minions walking down the towers as we continue. Warm is looking very good. I'm quite worried on who's going to put him down here because of the healing. But right now, we have a fight here on this Serpent. Warmth will just face them. 2v1 situation. He will just flicker out, but he will not take that Serpent.
yeah, and oh, this is a
Ooh.
high damage by Warmth onto Bukopai. And not much that Zoldyck can do as of the moment. The Cyclops is not really the most preferred hero here
Mhm,
in the mid lane due to its it being very linear and
mhm.
not really having the highest amount of damage in this particular game. But now, as we do see him using his ultimate, he will get that shutdown onto Warmth. Really good trade at the very least, but HLC still building momentum as they have successfully taken down the first turret into the game on the bottom lane. And few seconds up, last turtle of this game will spawn. And given the positionings here of both teams, it might be a little difficult for SHB to actually contest this one, given the advantage that HLC already has. But as we see that the Cult Altar actually isn't available, this is SHB's chance. Fatal Link is gonna be used, Blazing Duet by Jinx, and they have taken middle one already. 1-1 though is starting to do some damage onto the back line. As now suddenly SHB's members are dying as well. A 2-for-2 trade at the very least. Marco Polo just trying to do some damage onto the back line as well here on HLC as Bukopai has taken Warmth away. So that fight got in the favor of HSB hands because no Cult Altar of middle one was available, and they should make more of that place.
They should, they have to take advantage on the absence of the Cult Altar, or probably generally the absence of this Faramis, because it changed the tides, not just of the game, but all of the team fight. actually would be a problem. The Fatal Links is actually quite good, but with the Cult Altar, it would be a problem for you to try and shut down the enemies. But on that part of the fight, the Savoy Hotel Boracay actually took advantage and won that fight 4-0. But right here, Faramis have to be really careful. He is not on the other fight, and if he was shut down here, it could be a problem right now on the side of HLC.
Yeah, top side as well. 1-1, getting a little bit overextended as we do see Bukopai tower
Oh,
diving onto him. 1-1 will fall. No one is there to help him out, but X6 will try to get a
whoa!
trade. Nice use of the Fatal Links to take him down instead. That's a double kill for Bukopai. As now we're seeing Asawa Marie trying to maybe get a trade. However, is forced to use that Black Shoes just to sustain himself. And slowly but surely, Savoy Hotel Boracay are building momentum.
They are building momentum indeed. Lucky for HLC that they still have a very small death timer right here because the Lord just spawned right now. Because if they have like a 30 to 40-second death timer, it could be a free Lord here on the side of Savoy Hotel Boracay, and that's not what you want. If you have a 1-0 lead here on this series, you don't want to give momentum on the other side of the enemy as mid one or mid lone rather. Trying to catch this Uranus, trying to catch Marco Polo on that part of the map, but not successful.
Yeah, a Demon Hunter Sword and Golden Staff already available or purchased here by Jinx. So huge shredding of HP is now online here for this Claude. And that's one of the things that the Lucky Chinatown should be very cautious with for their next possible team fight. This Lord is still just a low level Lord, not yet luminous, so not much threats actually gonna be present here on both sides. But Savoy Hotel Boracay, given the momentum that they are starting to build, this might be a difficult part here for HLC because now we do see Zoldyck also starting to build damage, and if he is going to be able to force out that Cult Altar, is going to be disastrous here for HLC. But oh, that's a nice kill taken on to Mark Opolo, and now with a 4v5 situation, SHB might be challenged here into another fight onto the Lord, but they force out the Cult Altar. Lord has been taken down here by 1-1 Killer Zone, trying to get into the nerves. A Fatal Link onto 1, and not really having the most set here as X6 will take him down. Now with two members dead, we're seeing XB going on a dive once again, gets taken down instead as they lose a tower in the mid lane. Lord marching up onto the top. HLC now with a couple of kills on the board. They're trying to get as much resources as they can away from SHB because now they have the lead 2,000, but they need to be very careful. Blazing Duet is no longer online here for Jinx, but we don't see that much damage coming in from Jinx as well, as now they're being forced to defend this top lane because of the Lord marching in. Gold is starting to build up even more here for HLC.
They don't have the greatest, wave clear here on the side of Savoy Hotel Boracay. So you might want to try and push here, not give the chance for them to be near your turret, because it would be a problem for you to fight off the next Lord if you don't have that tower to fight off the enemy to give you the advantage with the positioning. And right now, the advantage here on the side of HLC, the lineup advantage that they have, even if they are down 2 kills, it's still showing. That's why they are on the lead, but this is actually a problem right now. The Fatal Links could be used anytime from now because mid one is actually down. No more Paramis, no more Cult Altar. It could be the disastrous fight that they are seeing right now on the side of HLC.
Yeah, unfortunate for middle one, didn't use that Cult Altar in time, and now that's going to be one hell of a dive that SHB will go onto the member of Hotel Lucky Chinatown, and there's nothing that they can do as of the moment. Warmth will finally feel the coldness of his skin dying down as middle one tries to help out 1-1 here. They might have overextended here. SHB, they lose their their tank Marco Polo
Ooh,
immediately dies. Nice use of the Cold Altar. 1-1 is still free hitting. He gets the shutdown
oh,
and the triple kill here
woo!
onto Bukopai. And suddenly, Hotel Lock is Chinatown has swung their luck.
This Wonder Luck, and that is actually a dangerous recall right there. But it is at tower. It could be at least one tower. They can go for two if they want to, but they will opt for a safe play because the Lord will be spawning anytime soon, probably 10 seconds from now, and they have all the time here to get that one to take the advantage, take the positioning here as they take this Lord and take this push. If they won this match, they will be going on a 2-0, but this is actually a very close match. The gold lead is on the side of HLC, but that is actually saying a different story right now since the team of Savoy Hotel Boracay is trying to fight it off, hanging on a tightrope, Giang.
Yeah, tightrope in this tight series so far, but now it's going to be a little challenging as we do see HLC still trying to get that Lord for themselves. Contest is going to be extra difficult here for Savoy Hotel Boracay as we do see them now just dancing on this topside river. HLC starting this Lord up already about half health on this objective, but Marco Polo is trying to do some damage. That's an early use of the Cult Altar. It might be disastrous
Ooh!
now for HLC. The Lord has been taken by SHB, and now as we do see Jinx on the killing spree, no more
Oh
sustain, no
gosh!
more frontline. It's only Warmth that survived that fight, and SHB, they are mad. They're wanting to push this mid lane down. It's only the Lapu Lapu. Well, middle one now has
Bot lane.
respawned back up. There's a Lordo marching onto the bot lane, helping out SHB as they do take this inhibitor down. Bukopai in the front line. Warmth trying to fall back. Middle one doesn't have the cold altar this time. Look
4
at
seconds on
SHB.
Marina.
They're wanting to end this right now. Half HP on the crystal. And we're
No!
going to a game number 3.
Game number three is what we are gonna face right
Victory!
here between these two teams, Savoy Hotel and Boracay, coming back on that game two, getting that very, very close win on that Lord fight. And right now, they're fighting off for that semi-final slot. And Hotel Lucky Chinatown was shut down there. But we will be back after a short break to face the game three here, the final game between these two teams. Stay tuned. Ano nangyari? What happened?
All right. So we are going to be showing you guys the current bracket of the MHR Legends MLBB tournament. We have our
Mhm.
top 8 teams right now. 3 from Savoy Hotel. They have their branch at Manila. They have Mactan and Boracay as well. Hotel Lucky Chinatown, which is battling against Savoy Hotel Boracay as of the moment. Belmont Hotel Manila, Belmont Hotel Boracay, Richmond Hotel Iloilo, and last but not least is Eastwood Richmond Hotel. Again, this is the quarterfinals of the MHR Legends MLBB tournament, and the quote is going to be a beautiful one. I'm going to say it once again.
Mhm.
For those who are watching with us today, this is actually one of our Circle of Happiness activities focusing on love for self. We are your shoutcasters, Giyang Game. We are your shoutcasters, Giyang Gaming and Chaos Black, to bring you the voice and action of this game number 3 of this
Mhm.
best of 3 series. Match point already for these two wonderful teams. And I want to ask you, Chaos Black, on what happened earlier, man. This time it's for you to talk. What are your insights on that last two fights?
The last two fights is actually quite crazy. I mean, the Faramis pick is actually one of the game changer. The problem is on the game two, it's not a good way to explain a good changer rather, because it's a bad game changer because without Faramis on the team fight here on the side of HLC, it is a disaster for them to face Savoy Hotel Boracay. It's a problem for them to face that huge damage without that sustainability, without the cool altar rather coming out of that Faramis, because that's what you want and that's what you need here if you are playing here on the side of HLC. And right there, if you want to pick up the Faramis once again on the side of HLC, you might want to play a very, very careful match up here. You might want to play a very, very cautious way to position yourself on the map, because right there, you know, Faramis was caught not once, not twice, but thrice. Not only on the final two team fights, but also the game changer team fight on the probably on the middle of that game that changes that tide and give the chance for Savoy Hotel Boracay to come back on that game.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for middle one to
Mm-hmm.
get taken out like quite early in those fights, and there was one time as well that he wasn't able to cast in that cult altar, and that's one of the biggest downsides of a
Mm-hmm.
Faramis pick. If you're not going to be able to utilize your cult altar, then it's not going to be a beneficial fight for that particular team. One problem as well on that last fight that they had against Sabatel Boracay was that they were too scattered in that fight in the Lord Pit, and uh while the composition with a Faramis usually would want to group up as much as possible to have the full benefit of that cult altar, but they got scattered and isolated by Hotel Loki Chinatown. So to HLC. Kudos to Saboyotal Boracay rather for isolating them, being successful in taking down the members of HLC one by one. And despite the efforts
Your
there a while
team
ago
is
by
winning.
the Lapu-Lapu and the Faramis at the very end, it was already difficult to defend the base. The momentum was heavily
Mm-hmm.
swinging towards SHB's favor, and they, with 4 members still up, they just went to end the game.
Yeah, and you know, the death timers was just too much for them.
Your
They
team
cannot
is
delay that
winning.
fight or even try to delay the push or try to get that creep wave,
Your
because
team
not
is
much
on
of
the
a
rise.
way for the side of HLC to take that creep wave or probably take away the enemy from their bases. But right now, let's move on to the game tree.
Your
And we
team
are
is
seeing
winning.
a ban for a Diggy and this Claude taken away from the team of Savoy Hotel Boracay.
Yeah, given the current bans right now, I think what Sabotage should take away is, well,
Your
Atlas is
team
gonna
is
be
winning.
all right, but Valentina being open, I think this is the hero that
Mhm.
HLC would this time prefer, especially after their performance during the second game. And now they will
Your
lock it
team
in.
is
Real
winning.
nice choice at the moment. It leaves out the Paquito being open, Akai as well. which both can be picked up here by Savoy Hotel Boracay. They actually go with the
Ooh.
Faramis. They're the ones who are going to be trying out this high sustain lineup. Might as well pick up maybe a Minotaur on their end because it's one of the counters towards the Faramis. But they settle for the Uranus as of the moment. Really high sustain hero plus the Faramis. This is going to
Mhm.
be almost immortal.
Almost immortal indeed. Esmeralda as well. It is like a Faramis in a way, but
The
right now,
night
Warm.
sky tells
Probably
all
Warm
your
heard me
team
like,
is
okay,
picking.
I'm gonna pick up the Esmeralda. But
Mm-hmm.
as of right now, Estes could be a good pick as well. It would be a hyper sustain matchup if they have pick it up on the side of Savoy Hotel Boracay. But I
I've
won't
been
be
waiting
sad
for
if
this
they don't pick
moment.
it up because Carry has been a great impact on the previous game that we have. Probably a counter here on Warmth with this Esmeralda. The percentage of health damage coming out of this carry with Jinx on it is just crazy. And we saw it last match. And right now, they are going to pick it up again. They are going to use it again to counter the
Your
enemy. And that
team
is
is
actually a
banning.
response with the Akai ban here on the side of SLB.
Yeah.
SHB rather.
Though Aka is mostly used on the jungle right now, not really
Mm-hmm.
as a support. So the Akai ban is a little bit questionable given the presence already of a Roger. But now looking at the possible picks here of both teams, I like the
Your
respect on
team
the
is picking.
Paquito despite despite the Uranus being present right now. Paquito is mostly being used in the jungle side.
Mm-hmm.
And since they have the Faramis, Estes is like what you said, gonna be a nice pick here if ever they do want to go on that
Your
route. But they
team
settle
is
for a
picking.
Franco, focusing more on possible pick potential and a nice suppression towards the possible front line here or crowd control dealer on the side of Hotel Lucky Chinatown. What they would want right now though on
Mm-hmm.
their jungle is going to be a zone control or might possibly be a
Your
high
team is picking.
damage dealer given the Estes pick right now of HLC. So now with the draft
Ooh.
here of this blue side team, they have double marksman, they have a single or maybe semi frontline here on the Estes, but they have an ultra sustain given the possible IMU steal by the Valentina towards Zoldyck later on his cult altar plus the Estes sustain. So they might need to find a way to shut down this Estes right now and the Valentina. They pick up a Thamos here on Savoy Hotel Boracay, which does have high sustain too, but it might be difficult to execute given the double marksman lineup here of HLC because late game damage is going to be really high on their end.
Really high on their end indeed, but I'm missing a bit of a damage dealer here on the side of a SHB or Savoy Hotel Boracay because Gary could put out the damage, but his teammates Franco, Tamus, and Uranus. It depends on their build. Tamus might want to go with a mage route or probably
Welcome to Mobile
with the
Legends.
spell that he have, it could be a tank for him. But I won't expect Franco to
5
put out that
seconds
much
till the
damage,
enemy
so it would
reaches
be
the
quite
battlefield.
hard for
Fast.
Carry or Jinx to put out all the damage in the world. Probably Zoldyck could actually help him out with that one, but looking at their lineup, they have Sustain, they have the Rock Tank Heroes, and the Rock Tank Pillar right here with a carry. But I think it's more easier here on the side of HLC to execute their lineup, Jiang.
Yeah, early game though it might be given the presence of a Franco. So we are gonna be going on to a pause for the meantime. It was actually quite close.
Mm-hmm.
A fast pause, at the very least. As now
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing pretty standard start here for both teams. Gold
Ooh.
laners gonna settle on the top side. Estes versus a Franco is an interesting one given the high sustain of an Estes. So not much pressure is gonna be felt here by HLC's gold laners. At most, maybe if Killer Zone would find the hook onto one of the members
Ooh.
of HLC on their tower, then it can be good for them. But it's kind of difficult to do that given the performance of 1-1 actually, not only in this game but also in the past two games that we have seen. Now on the bottom lane, just standard poking here of these two high sustain heroes as well, Warmth and Marco Polo. This is a pretty standard matchup before.
Yeah.
Uranus and the Esmeralda, two immortal dudes just chilling in the lane and never dying at all. So we're not gonna mind that for now. We're focusing onto the top side as middle one is gonna get taken
Ooh.
out. And the HLC's backup is a little bit late. Zoldyck was early on in that. And given the gold being funneled onto Jinx is going to be a good start for him. On the other side, we're seeing Savoy Hotel Boracay starting this turtle up quite fast, but given the Samus getting that turtle, they will actually try to go onto a team fight. Marco Polo is already taking a lot of damage, but nice use of the altar coming in from Zoldyck as they sustain themselves and reset for a little bit.
Reset for a little bit. That is the disengage that they need there. They realize that, hey, there's so much enemy here. If the domain here was caught, or probably the carry was caught with the domain, it could be a problem for them because the domain puts out a lot of slow, and that actually puts the green light for this Esmeralda, or probably no, for this Valentina to go in and burst down the enemy. But here on this top lane, the domain is right there, but carry Jinx is actually putting a lot of efficient damage here. Now they will have to back down, but the heal is actually just too much. Killer Zone is inside the domain, and he will just walk it out. And that is actually an interesting exchange there on this gold lane.
Yeah, they try to target 1-1 on that
Mhm.
hook plus the bloody hunt. Unfortunately, the sustain of middle one is just too high. And now Jinx might actually get taken
Oh!
down after overstepping just a little bit further from his tower as 1-1 just obliterates him in an instant. Now as the score gets tied, also in the gold lane as well. Might be difficult now for Savoy Hotel Boracay to be trying to get some picks as now they're being dove under tower in the top lane. Killer zone away from his own tower. Now Bogopai joining the fight. Hook not connecting here. Zoldyck finds his way into the
Ooh!
fight as well. Nice use of the cult altar by Asawa ni Marie, but Killer Zone is gonna get taken out. A trade of heroes here as now we're seeing more
Middle one.
sustain coming in from Savoy Hotel Boracay, especially from
One
Bokopai, who
one
has been
down.
tanking too many times, and they find a total of 4 kills in exchange for what? Just one? And now, fortunately, the turtle is spawning here on the top side. The gold swing is just so much in Savoy Hotel Boracay's favor.
Yes, indeed. And I almost forgot, Gayang. Whenever you see two of these heroes, like if there's a Valentina on the other side and there's would be Faramis on the other side, expect a very, very long team fight. A very, very long exchange on the both teams because there's the cult altar for this both heroes. Probably Valentina stealing that cult altar if he prefers that one or she prefers that one. It would be a long, long ass team fight right here, and that's what we saw there. I thought the team of SHB are winning really hard there, but the team of Savoy Hotel or probably Hotel Lucky Chinatown as we go in a pause fight off on that one with a steal by Valentina. But still, Zolik holding that quilt altar originally and making it very, very efficient, even with a nice save coming out of Valentina.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for them given the higher sustain actually coming in from the
Hmm.
Samus of Bokopai. They wanted to deal damage onto that front line, but given their low durability here, and Warmth was busy in the bottom lane, so he can't be joining in the fight here since he's stuck with Marco Polo in the bottom lane. So it was just a 4 versus 4 fight at the very most. But if you take that into consideration, who is gonna be there to actually serve as a front line? At most, it's going to be middle one, but Asawa ni Marie and the other two damage dealers here, X6 and 1-1, are really, really squishy. They are prone to being dealt with a lot of damage coming from Jinx and Bukopai, and we saw it happening very quickly. Asawa ni Marie was the first to fall down. Middle one tried to sustain the other two, but the damage is just too high coming in from Jinx as well. And with the sustain that they got from Zoldyck a while ago, the reset in HP because of that cult altar, it gave them enough time to actually reposition themselves a little bit further from the turret initially. But now, with the kills going towards them, Bukopai just happily and confidently dove under the tower to find that last kill.
Finding the last kill is actually a good way to end that one. And right here, SHB, as we know them, I thought SHB on the game one. Okay, it's probably a mismatch here on this series. Maybe HLC can take it on a very quick best of three series. But right now, we are seeing a different Savoy Hotel Boracay team right now. They are looking very strong, different from their game one. Probably a lot better than their game 2. They are commanding right now here on this game 3, showing the heart right here, showing why they are on the quarterfinals. They are desperate for that position here on that semifinal slot.
Yep, they want this. They want the victory. Another
Ooh.
fight again as Jinx finds the middle one and even casts that cult altar here by Zoldyck just to help them sustain and not giving a chance for 1-1 to get a trade. As now Bukopai joins, hook not connecting, but it doesn't even matter as that 1-1 gets obliterated. The cult altar here by Asawa ni Marie was just too late, and the timing is not gonna be in their favor. XB tries to clear out this wave on top to get that leverage or at least sustain himself for so long, denying the push, but it doesn't matter as well. Jinx will find his 4th kill and they leave with no casualty.
Leaving without a casualty, looking very strong here. Now the turtle could be a free one for them to take right now. They have all the time here, have all the retribution in the world right now. If this one is stolen, I just don't know, man. But, they have the advantage. They secure it very safely. And right now, looking at this matchup, Giyang, how do you think should HLC respond on SHB to come back on this game and show the true potential of their lineup here on this game 3?
They should avoid team fights for now. The last 2 team fight has been disasters for them, especially with Sawari Marie not getting a nice timing on that gold altar with the IMU. And those kinds of hesitation, those kinds of small mistakes actually have a bigger impact than they think. And with them losing a fight, they lost an objective. They are down 3,000 right now, and it's only a matter of time before the Lord spawns up, and they need to be a lot more careful now. The hook from Killer Zone has been threatening them a lot due to the fact that one person might just get picked off, and with the absence of warmth on all of the fights, it's very disadvantageous here for HLC because they don't have a proper front line. They lose a tower now in the mid lane. Warmth and the rest of the members here of HLC are trying to get a kill on this Stamos, but Bukopai doesn't even care. He knows that he's gonna be safe. He knows he has backup as Killer Zone will try to find the hook. Doesn't connect onto anyone, and they just fall back for now. Looking now actually towards the bot lane, this might be kind of dangerous given the high sustain of the Esmeralda, but they do have anti-heal. Killer Zone with a flicker into that bloody hunt, and that Esmeralda will find his first death. As now Bukopai overextended a little bit, but able to fall back effectively. HLC are still lost in this game.
Esmeralda on that part of the map, probably a bit overextended by Warmth there. Didn't expect that Franco could be there, but right now the Lord take is actually what we see now on our screens. SHB looking very strong. They don't want to just let go of this lead, showing a very aggressive push. So showing a very aggressive take on this map, trying to control every single objective right now. That is what they need. They have to capitalize on the lead that they have right here, Gayang.
Yeah, and they are capitalizing it by securing a couple of towers, securing the Lord as well.
Mhm.
It's not Luminar just yet, so it's going to be a little easier for HLC to take it down given their double marksman lineup. But the threat is still present here. The hook coming in from Killer Zone. Even if it doesn't connect, it causes a lot of hesitations and mispositionings here, or at least reactions from HLC. And now, as they get warm, this might be difficult. Jinx is dealing quite a lot of damage. Killer Zone, though, is far from Zoldyck, so he's gonna get taken out. Early use of this Cult Altar as well, as the HLC will just decide to fall back. The Lord is still present here in the top lane, and the Savoy Hotel Boracay can at least maybe secure this last outer turret in the mid lane. They are able to zone out HLC for quite a while. They take the last turret. Only the inhibitor towers now are standing here for Hotel Lucky Chinatown.
Hotel Lucky Chinatown trying to fight it back. Now it's a 3-9 on the compare, or probably if you compare the kills here for the both teams. HLC trying to take on the position, but that hook is actually quite huge right now. Now this is a Cult Altar here by Esmeralda, stolen. That is a kill right now here by 1-1. Now they have to put a lot of damage because the Cult Altar has been popped here on the side of SHP. They have to be really careful if you're on the side of HLC, because this match could end anytime soon if one more person have been picked up here on their side.
Yeah, nice hook coming in. However, Killer Zone was taken out because Asawa ni Marie has used that IMU for that Cold Altar. Zoldyck a little bit late on his own as well. But good use of the damage coming from Jinx and Bukopai. They were able to deal a lot of damage towards Asawa ni Marie and Warp, taking both of them as well. And with that trade still swinging into their favor, Savoy Hotel Boracay are starting to build a lot more gold in their favor as well. 7,000 at 11 and a half minutes. And the Lord is going to be Luminous this time. If HLC doesn't contest this, they might lose their first inhibitor tower in the mid lane, or depends where Savoy Hotel Boracay would want to actually group up, given that they actually can win on isolated team fights. No one can deal with Bukopai. Marco Polo is gonna have an equal amount of time here against Warmth on a single lane as well. And with the reaction we're seeing right now from HLC, them not contesting, this is not gonna be a nice sight to see in the next few minutes.
Yeah, and looking at team fight potential here on the side of SHB, they are making it look impossible for X66ZB to go in and just take the body, put on the damage with this Roger rather. Because Roger could be a marksman, Roger could be a fighter as well, but it shows a bigger potential on fights if Roger is on the probably on the melee type rather. He have a lot of attack speed on hand. He can put off a lot of damage, but that is not possible. Showing that Franco is here with Killer Zone. Zoldyck is actually holding that Cult Altar. It would be hard for you to pick up quicker than someone could just stun you out and sustain the enemy that you're trying to target. Probably Jinx is your priority right now here on the side of SHP.
Yeah, with the Lord now, not engaging onto the bot lane, charging on that tower and taking it down. Warmth is desperately trying to defend this top side, but mid side, Marco Polo taking a bit of damage. Already popped his skill, and now they get the hook. Gets X6 Cult Altar by both teams, but middle one might actually get taken out. Still, look at the reset. Look at the HPs here of SHB. They get 2 kills. Nobody is still dead. They get all inhibitor towers, including the top side right now with a huge wave marching in. They might just close this game. Jinx is free hitting on the crystal, and that is it. Reverse sweep completed. Savoy Hotel Boracay is moving
Victory!
towards the semifinals.
Moving towards the semifinals indeed, Giang, and they have shown it that even if you lose, your thoughts right there, Giang. Grabe yung laban na yun.
Well, I personally, I think they just drafted better.
Yeah.
They just drafted better, executed a little bit better as well against
Mhm.
Hotel Lucky Chinatown, because game number one, I didn't really like the composition of Savoy Hotel Boracay. They lacked the early game presence, and this time on both game two and game three, they had a decent amount of early game
Mhm.
heroes that has a lot of synergy with the intent or play style that they wanted. HLC's composition was a little bit off, especially in this third game, given the pick on the Roger. I understand that it is a comfort pick coming in from them, but due to the impact being a little bit low, 1-3 and 2 compared to his match, compared to HLC's match against Mega World Corporate, wherein he actually had a scoreline of 6-1 and 2. Now, as we do see more prioritization towards these high meta picks, or what is usually being preferred right now due to the
Mhm.
recent patches, we can actually reflect that we might need to step back a little bit on our comfort zone, step out rather, and
Yeah.
try on these high prior picks right now. The heroes that actually have a lot of interest from coming from the pro players, the semi pros, and also
Mhm.
it's more so in line with the patches right now. High sustain lineups, not really double marksman. We're not really going that much on assassin, though it worked for them in the early game, and
Yeah.
X6 actually did a fantastic job with the Lancelot. But going towards this third game, I think it could have been better if they found a way to at least uh, find a way to have warmth, be involved in team fights, because yeah, you have the Valentina, you have the Estes, but you have double marksman. Nobody's gonna be able to tank for the team, and
Mhm.
if one collapses, everybody collapses here. Unlike for the side of Savoy Hotel Boracay, their Thamos is actually quite sustainable. That is a proper frontline for them, and very few times did we see him die. Only one time actually in this game, as he has a 6-1 and 5 on his scoreline. Even if Killer Zone doesn't land that much hooks, all he need to do is find that one hook. When he gets one, they get that one pick. When he gets that bloody hunt, it causes a lot of problems for HLC, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of
Yeah.
this team.
Looking forward to see, and we're gonna be seeing more of Savoy Hotel Boracay as they advances to the semifinals. But that is it for us this afternoon. And as of right now, that is it, and that wraps up the day right now. And the two teams just fight it off really, really great. And we will be witnessing more of the quarterfinals matchup on the coming days right here. And this is me, Chaos Black, and together with me is Giyang Gaming. And we are saying good night or good afternoon for now. See you guys.